the crisis is no longer against the arm-carrying Islamic State under Nigeria military or Nigeria terrorist army, but those facilitators who deliberately, in the midst of the crisis and the war over Biafra people, go ahead with the Fulani Caliphate to create and impose a state without a consent and approval and mandate of Biafra people. It is going to be a very, very catastrophic attempt. And the message the Biafra government have this evening is that every person from Biafra land who actually may be in Abuja on his or her own, because every representative or so-called representative from the Biafra territory has been served with a vote of no confidence. And they no longer represent Biafra people. They no longer speak for their so-called the South-South and the Southeast. From senator to House of Representative members to the list, whoever that is involved in the shambolic creation of state to cause chaotic situation will be ready to face the music. Biafra people are very angry. They are very, very, very angry for the fact that in the midst of the momentum for agitation and the liberation of Biafra people, when we have gathered over 30 million signatures and vote for the declaration of the restoration of independence state of Biafra, some stupid idiot will be in Abuja with their bare stomach and discussing about a state without discussing and seeking the consent of the Biafra people, like we, Biafra Republic Government in Exile, have done, by making sure that we get the mandate of the Biafra people by conducting a self-referendum, which is, by the way, still ongoing, the second phase. By the virtue of the response and compliance so far by the Biafra people, Biafra Republic Government in Exile remain the only legitimate representative of the Biafra people who have stood very tall in all the adversity, making sure that the life and properties of our people are protected within the Nigeria enslavement. These criminals who parade themselves in Abuja as senator and House of Representative members care nothing about the welfare, security, life and properties of the people of Biafra. All they do is how to create state, distort map, change demography, and somebody will be somewhere planning how he is going to become a governor in a new state. The face of the liberation of Biafra, this particular phase may not require too much talk. We want to know who is going to append his signature, or who we claim to be responsible for moving a motion of additional state in the southeast of Biafra, in order to distract the liberation of Biafra this year. It is going to be you versus the entire Biafra people. I don't know what that means. We will give you a personal no grantor in Biafra land. If any senator or any House of Representative member, if your name is part of those who we are going to see as those pushing for additional state instead of addressing the fundamental problem and the fundamental issue facing Biafra people today, if your name is found in any document. In any document proposing additional state to further distort and divide and rule our people, believe me, you will never enter Biafra land. You will remain in Abuja until you die. The freedom of our people have seen death of many men, noble men and women. And you can't be a stumbling block. Biafrans and the wrath of Biafra will fall on you. There are different types of terrorists, those who aid them, those who encourage them, and those who carry out the act of terrorism. Nigeria government is a terrorist state, and anybody supporting a terrorist state is also a terrorist. We have not remembered those who facilitate the attack on our people. We only focus on those who are the field commanders and attackers of our people. But very soon, very, very, very soon, with this latest development, very soon, this particular self-defense will be taken to a different level. Because those who facilitate and enable us in our land think that the only problem we have identified are those carrying guns. Those who are not carrying guns, who give them guns and support them with whatever they have and their position, are even more dangerous. They are more dangerous. Without them, nobody will come to Biafra land and kill. Without Hope Uzodimma, Imo State will not be a war zone. He is not the only governor in the southeast under Nigeria, which we have actually given a vote of no confidence. But he has taken it upon himself to be one of the most dangerous enabler in Biafra land. And of course, like I said, we may begin to channel our self-defense to the grassroots. The grassroots means that those who facilitate the attack on Biafra people, those who stay in their offices and plan how to execute, kidnap, and kill Biafra people, the self-defense will be taken to them. For this state, anybody seen writing and endorsing additional state instead of looking for a permanent solution over Biafra issue will be dealt with by Biafra people. I want to make it very clear this evening that Biafra is very, very angry. Biafra people are angry. The spirit of Biafra, very, very angry. And it will be very, very ruthless. It's just a matter of time. I want to inform you this evening why the hope of people, gullible Nigerians, have lost. They are losing their hope. Biafra people remain hopeful. One of the famous quotes of Mandela, remember that by conducting a self-referendum, which is, by the way, still ongoing, the second phase. By the virtue of the response and compliance so far by the Biafra people, Biafra Republic government in exile remain the only legitimate representative of the Biafra people who have stood very tall in all the adversity, making sure that the life and properties of our people are protected within the Nigeria enslavement. These criminals who parade themselves in Abuja as senator and House of Representative members care nothing about the welfare, security, life and properties of the people of Biafra. All they do is how to create state, distort map, change demography, and somebody will be somewhere planning how he is going to become a governor in a new state. The face of the liberation of Biafra, this particular phase may not require too much talk. We want to know who is going to append his signature or who we claim to be responsible for moving a motion of additional state in the southeast of Biafra in order to distract the liberation of Biafra this year. It is going to be you versus the entire Biafra people. And you know what that means. We will give you a personal no grantor in Biafra land. If any senator or any House of Representative member, if your name is part of those who we are going to see as those pushing for a additional state instead of addressing the fundamental problem and the fundamental issue facing Biafra people today, if your name is found in any document proposing additional state to further distort and divide and rule our people, believe me, you will never enter Biafra land. You will remain in Abuja until you die. The freedom of our people have seen death of many men, noble men and women. And you can't be a stumbling block. Biafrans and the wrath of Biafra will fall on you. There are different types of terrorists, those who aid them, those who encourage them, and those who carry out the act of terrorism. Nigeria government is a terrorist state, and anybody supporting a terrorist state is also a terrorist. We have not remembered those who facilitate the attack on our people. We only focus on those who are the field commanders and attackers of our people. But very soon, very, very, very soon, with this latest development, very soon, this particular self-defense will be taken to a different level. Because those who facilitate and enable us in our land think that the only problem we have identified are those carrying guns. Those who are not carrying guns, who give them guns and support them with whatever they have and their position, are even more dangerous. They are more dangerous. Without them, nobody will come to Biafra land and kill. Without Hope Uzodinma, Imo State will not be a war zone. He is not the only governor in the southeast under Nigeria, which we have actually given a vote of no confidence. But he has taken it upon himself to be one of the most dangerous enabler in Biafra land. And of course, like I said, we may begin to channel our self-defense to the grassroots. The grassroots means that those who facilitate the attack on Biafra people, those who stay in their offices and plan how to execute, kidnap, and kill Biafra people, the self-defense will be taken to them. For this state, anybody seen writing and endorsing additional state instead of looking for a permanent solution over Biafra issue will be dealt with by Biafra people. I want to make it very clear this evening that Biafra is very, very angry. Biafra people are angry. The spirit of Biafra, very, very angry. and it will be very, very ruthless. It's just a matter of time. I want to inform you this evening why the hope of people, gullible Nigerians, have lost. They are losing their hope. Biafra people remain hopeful. One of the famous quotes of Mandela, remember that hope is a powerful weapon, even when all else is lost. Hope is a powerful weapon. I call on Biafra people this evening to remain very, very hopeful on the liberation and the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra come 2024, 2nd December. You must remain very, very hopeful. What they did was to impoverish all Biafrans, make you poor. You eat by hand to mouth on daily basis. And when you try to rise up against them, they remind you how poor you are and how you cannot eat. How you can't afford 3 square meals a day. The people reminding you about how poor you have become are the one who on purpose make you to be poor so that you can never rise up against them. One of the things that Biafra Republic Government in Exile did was to use 3 years of the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to train and prepare you for the days ahead. Today, the dividend of the actions of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile can be seen. How strong we have stood in all the troubles, in all the threats. Biafrans have remained very strong, resisting the British enslavement called Nigeria, and it baffles them. One of the caliphate politicians was quoted to say, Nigeria are too weak. They are too poor. They can never stand and resist or revolt against the government. They thought they actually have succeeded. Today, it is not so. We have proven to them that Biafra people, you have used 3 years to train, especially during the sit at home, when everybody was shouting heaven and earth. Biafra remained very, very persistent and stood their ground, irrespective of the hardship. No part of Nigeria can sit at home today and survive it. No part of Nigeria can sit at home and survive because they made this system in a way that if you don't go out one day to look for what you and your family will eat, hunger will strike you. Is that how a system should be? Is that the kind of system you are supporting? A system where somebody will not go for one day to business and the person will lose everything and the person will die. If you do not go out, you won't have a food for yourself and your family. Is that how a system should be? Is that the kind of system you are supporting? Because they design it that every living human being in Nigeria must live from hand to mouth, except them in Abuja, except them in government houses. And when you try to rise up to talk, they will call for your head. We stop them ahead of time. Today, you can see the reason why we insisted on making sure that we train our people. We gathered enough firewood during the dry season. For the rainy season will come, when others will be running helter-skelter looking for firewood, we have enough in our stock. It is as a result of the momentum of the Biafra liberation today that necessitated this stupid and idiotic move of Southeast additional state. Without the momentum, Would they talk of new state? How will new state solve the problem of the fact that we are under siege by the Islamic terrorist state called Nigeria, by the terrorist army? How will additional state solve the problem that Boko Haram are killing people all over Nigeria? How does a new state solve the problem that you do not have money to go to hospital? How does the new state solve the problem that you do not have good road? How does additional state in the Southeast solve the problem that you remain a second-class citizen in your own country, in your own court country? How does that particular new state make you to become a president of Nigeria? How does that make you to have good school, good road, social amenity, social services, national insurance scheme powered by the government? How does this new state solve any problem, provide jobs, make you or make the unemployment rate to drop? How does this new state solve the insecurity, the Fulani remanding and marauding around Biafra land, killing our people, trying to grab our land, and of course, ravaging the entire Biafra and other part of Nigeria? How does that solve your problem? I have been listening to people commenting on the new national anthem. The reason I have not made a comment on that is because it is none of our business. But you see, this new state is our business. We can never allow it. And let me tell you, like I said, the Biafra Defense Forces are ready to take this particular liberation to the next level. The level we are now is self-defense against those arm-carrying criminals and terrorists in our land. The next phase of the self-defense is to go after those empowering and sponsoring them. Politicians, stay away from anything in the Southeast and South-South. Every senator must stay away. You don't represent Biafra, you don't represent Southeast, you don't represent South-South. The legitimacy has been taken away from you. Not the governors, not the senators, not the House of Representative members. You have lost legitimacy over anything Biafra, over anything South-South. Let me just put it South-South, Southeast, so you don't say there is no Biafra yet. You have lost legitimacy. You have no right to discuss on behalf of the people of the South-South and Southeast. And like I said, the Biafra people will take this war to your doorstep. Try it and see. After this particular warning this evening, let us see who is going to write his name under any paper saying you are distorting the map of Biafra in the name of representing them. And you will see how God will handle you. I want to make it again, and I want you people to call this particular segment today. I said, on behalf of the Biafra people, anybody seen trying to encourage the enslavement of Biafra people.
Dalolin no umife kunisi wene sola ni dwa na Eastern News 24 no bosinketai na boya morning tea una nugunu ya bife mbakode oka ya bife Maazị Simon Ekpa bụ Biafran Prime Minister or Biafran Public Government in exile. Dịka o si dị n'afọ o si ada n'iru akwụkwọ gịnị ka i were ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ dị iche iche dropụla ya on the comment section below. Ọzọ dịkwa ka ibi ya bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izizi gị na-esoghịla anyị n'iru akwụkwọ onye na-afụ ya bụ ihe onyonyo anyị kaba alụ ka ị like ya and turn on notification share kwe ka wetakwa ndị ọzọ ụmụnne anyị dị n'ebe dị iche iche aka. Daalụ nne na Igbo ma na-ege ntị. Oge na-adịrị anya onye ndu ya apụta na n'ụlọ mkpọrọ ka emesịanụ ụmụnne m.
All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back update and information as City Hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper. Before I go down to the news information of the day, I will say shout out to all of us of freedom all over the world. Shout out to all the Biafrans all over the world. Shout out to the Prime Minister. Shout out to Mazen Nanikano. Shout out to all the people who have been working very hard to make sure that the freedom of Umu Chineke becomes an actualization, is actualized. It's not going to be easy, like I will always say. But one thing you know about fighting for freedom is that most times it costs a lot. It costs time, sometimes it costs blood, sometimes it costs money, finances, and the rest of the thing. These are some of the things you should consider before going into the fight for freedom. It requires finances, it requires time, it requires intelligence, accuracy, articulation, and meticulousness. And I want to wonderfully appreciate those who have been in this game of actualizing, bringing to actualization for the people of Biafra, making sure that things are put in place. Those who have done their best to set up the Biafra Republic government in exile. Of course, you know that today, the Biafra Republic government in exile is not only monopoly to Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. You need to also remember that there has been a lot of offices, liaison offices that have been set all over the world, in America, in UK, in Lithuania, in Japan, and many countries in the world, where South Korea, where the liaison office has been set. And these liaison offices, if eventually Biafra becomes a nation of its own, that is to say that those liaison office is going to turn to the embassy of Biafra, if I'm right. I believe that that is the reason for the liaison offices, that when the actualization of the nation that the people that have been waiting for becomes a true reality, what is going to happen is that those offices are going to become embassies. And it will surprise you, it will marvel you how far these people have gone, and what they have done so far. It has not been an easy feat, but they have tried their best to make sure that some of the things that are supposed to be put in place are in place. And these people are working so hard to make sure that no stone will be left untouched. And one thing that makes me happy about the people who are handling this liberation, this freedom, and the rest of them is the part of accountability. Yes, because every government should be accountable to their citizens, unlike what people are passing through in the country called NIG, whereby the government have refused to be accountable to the people. The House of Rep members, the senators, are earning minimum 20-something million. 20-something million, when you calculate wardrobe allowance, the rest of the thing, you find out that these House of Rep members, these senators, their salaries put together, if you put the whole Nigeria, all the civil servants working in Nigeria together, both in the federal cadre, in the state cadre, you find that the civil servants put together in the whole of Nigeria, both the professors and the rest of them, their salary has not reached what the House of Representative members and the senators are earning in this nation. And this we sometimes you begin to wonder, you begin to marvel. The NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress, and the TUC have went for a strike. After one day of the strike, they call off the strike and say they will be giving the government 5 days for negotiation, of which these people have not even come up with what are they negotiating with? What are they negotiating for? What is the main thing? Yes, they want the minimum wage of the civil servants to be increased, of which the federal government has agreed that the minimum wage will be increased to 60,000, and that is to say that a common hotel worker will be earning 60,000, everybody earning 60,000. And these people are arguing that if the National Labour Congress are they are vying for requesting for 400 and something thousand for a minimum wage, and these people are saying that if this 400 and something thousand minimum wage is being paid to every worker in Nigeria, that is to say that the prices of things are going to increase, and that is what is called inflation. Even as at now, many people are still earning as low as they are earning, and the height of inflation in this nation is what we don't even know. And the question is, where is the loophole? Where is the nation missing it? What is wrong? It's just because the politicians, the leaders, the government parastatals, the permanent secretaries, the president, the vice president, the senators, the senate presidents, and the rest of them has refused to be accountable to the people. If you go down to the state, for example, where there are state governors and are the cradle of government, which is the local government, where that they are supposed to have their own autonomy. The local government is supposed to be an autonomy of its own, supposed to be on its own, a power of its own, because they are part of the cadres of government when it comes to state government. But you find out that the governors have so much squeezed these people, the governors have so much marginalized them, the governors have so much, taken over the local government without accounting for it. The allocation that is going to the local government are being managed by the governors, of which you know that the local government allocation are supposed to be managed by the local government chairman and other councils that are under the local government, but the governors have hijacked it. Even the senators, the constituency allocation that is coming to every senatorial district at every annual, every of the budget of the year, where are all these allocations? What are they being done with? What are they being used for? That's the question you will ask yourself. And when you think about all these things, and this brings me back to this Biafra Republic government in exile, a government that have decided to be very transparent, to be very open, to be very accountable to their people, making sure that the citizens knows what every penny that is being contributed is used for. And this is what government is supposed to be. Up until today, the past president, in the person of Muhammadu Buhari, never declared his asset. The present president never declared his asset. The governors have not declared their asset. The chief judges have not declared their asset. The senators have not declared their asset. The what is it called? Everybody, House of Rep member, the upper house and the lower house, nobody has declared their asset. You will see a poor man, maybe a just common businessman who is just living on the middle class. Where once he or she becomes a politician, he will turn a millionaire. You see them on Land Cruisers worth 200 and something million. You see them on Lexus, bulletproof cars, and the rest of them. Why are you riding on a bulletproof cars when the citizens are hungry? And these people are telling us that they came in, they removed fuel subsidy. Why did they not remove some subsidy that have been added to their salaries? Why not cut down their salaries? What are they doing with all the salaries? They are senators, they are House of Reps members, they are representing us. What are they representing us for? What is the representation? A representative that does not have productivity. These people represent the people. Without production, there is no productivity in their representativeness. So I think it's high time that these people stop representing the people, because it has no outcome. It's just that our people have become so much gullible. The church that is supposed to be the church that is supposed to be advising the people, advising the politicians, have turned more gullible than the people. Because on the harvest day, the church go on to call these politicians, my lord, they are making you the chief of the harvest. They are making you the chairman of the harvest, the chairman of the occasion. You will see they say, honorable minister, distinguished senator, he's going to chair the occasion. They will invite him. then he will come there and hold his stomach and say, my people, I want to thank you for this wonderful opportunity of making me the chief of or the occasion of this epoch event. On this opportunity, I want to use this wonderful opportunity to donate the sum of 1.5 million naira for the building of the church to continue, and the church will clap for him. Forgetting that this man is a government worker, you did not ask him how did he come about that 1.5 million. Yes, these are the questions that should be asked. When the traditional people are doing their own mala, they will still call these same people. When age grade are doing, they invite them. These people are doing, they invite them. Somebody is doing wedding, invite them. Somebody is opening house, invite them. They will be donating money. The money they are donating is the people's money, and nobody is asking questions. The church, the traditionalists, the religion, the mosques, the Muslims, the Christians, the Christians, and the rest of them, these are the people who call themselves religion, and they say they are the people who are sent into this world to bring order, purity, righteousness, justice to the people, and you find out that this justice have not been done because these religious leaders who made themselves that God sent them to bring order and justice on the face of the earth have become very gullible that what controls them is money. If you talk God and don't talk money, they will say God is not working. Meanwhile, go back to history, you will see that this same God who created the rich man created the poor man. As it be, make I carry you go for the information of the day as it happened today without wasting much of your time. Still remember that you are still on your wonderful channel with your one and only Nyokopus Master where they bring you matters as it be. Remember say for this channel we know the ta okweze who they bring unto you as the thing they happen. Kindly go down and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to all your notification button as it be killing of soldiers, IPOB's controversial sit at home, other top stories in Southeast. These are what I'm going to be bringing to you now. The IPOB, the killing of soldiers, the IPOB controversial sit at home, and other top stories will be say it happen for the southeastern part of Nigeria. Oh yeah, open your ear. As to see, I gotta say, we'll chant again of my. From the killing of soldiers in Abia State to the controversial sit at home across the southeast, the past week was action-packed in the region. Here are the highlights of the top stories that made headlines in the region within the past week. The police in Imo State on Monday 27th May announced that they have sanctioned an officer seen on a viral video clip extorting motorists in Owerri, the state capital. The police spokesperson in the state, Henry Okoye, in a statement identified the officer as Ison Ostudia, an inspector attached to the counter-terrorism unit of police commander in the state. Mr. Okoye, an assistant superintendent of the police, said Mr. Osudua was filmed extorting motorists along Owerri Onitsha Express Road in the state. The police spokesperson did not mention when the incident happened. Instead, Mr. Osudua was recommended for a reduction in the rank after the necessary orderly room proceedings against him for exhibiting such a shameful and unprofessional act. Mr. Okoye said, apart from Mr. Osudua, the supervisory officer, whose name was not disclosed, has been issued an official query for lack of supervision. This latest development highlights the growing incidence of police harassment and extortion of residents despite effort by police authorities against it. Then, on the 27th of May, the Catholic Diocese of Abakaliki in Ebonyi State responded to a report that its priest recently wedded his lover in the state. The report posted on social media has suggested that a Catholic priest, Jude Obasi, alleged got married to his lover on the 25th May in Abakaliki, the state capital. The wedding, according to reports, took place at St. Mary's Catholic, Abakaliki. The priest reportedly hails from Afikpo North local government area of the state, but the diocese, through its chancellor, Matthew Oboke, refuted the report in a statement. Mr. Oboke, a Catholic priest, said no priest goes by such a name within the diocese and that the person in the trending photograph does not resemble the face of any priest in the diocese. The Chancellor said there is no priest with such name either in the diocese or from Afikpo North local government area of the state. He further said the diocese does not have any place called St. Mary's Catholic Church, Abakaliki, and no such event took place in the area within this period. Meanwhile, an independent investigation by Premium Times found that the report was false and a case of misinformation. The photograph which accompanied the report first appeared on Newsblog in October 2023. The photograph is that of a Kenyan Catholic priest, Edwin Gangin Wururu, who got married to his longtime friend, Margaret Wajiri Gambiu. Development is another reminder of the negative effect of social media on purification of fake news. IPOB battles with security agencies. Enugu government sit at home. Let's go on this one and see what happened there. Tension enveloped Southeast Nigeria on Thursday when security agencies vowed to thwart plans by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, to enforce a controversial sit-at-home which it declared across the region. IPOB earlier announced that there would be a sit-at-home on 30th May across the southeast to mark their Biafra Day, which is celebrated annually in the region. Emma Powerful, the IPOB spokesperson in the statement, said the celebration was intended to remember IPOB members who died in the fight for freedom. IPOB is a group seeking to carve out a sovereign state of Biafra from the southeast and some part of south of Nigeria. The separatist group consequently directed all schools, government offices, private office, bank, transport union, market union, and private individuals to shut down their operation and observe the sit-at-home order in honor of slain Biafrans. But authorities of security agencies across Southeast vowed to resist the IPOB plan to enforce the action. My people, now here I go to wind down the curtain, and if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first to collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you.